I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the trip that I did. It was a 5.5 week trip to Europe. You all, many of you saw it on Instagram. You certainly, hey Carrie, you certainly liked a lot of the images and stuff like that. We've prepared a very nice presentation. We prepared a very, sorry, we've prepared a very nice presentation, which Joyce will send to all of you so that you can see it. Because I don't want to go through all of these hotels. The majority of you know the properties. You use the properties. So if there are specific things that I think you need to know, I'll tell you about them as we go through. The first thing that I wanted to say was that my experience on an international trip, on an international flight, could not have been easier or more smooth or more comfortable. It is unbelievable. And this is for once things open up for your clients and for all of us really to start traveling, one of your one of the things that I would say, first of all, to everyone is you cannot imagine how nice it is to travel these days. Simply because there's no lines, the flights are on time, the planes aren't full, and anywhere you go, it's not full. So in Rome, I was with really great friends of mine in Rome. Some of you know him, Philippe Lamy, the guy from Loro Piana that we do the event at ILTM in Cannes with. So Philippe and his wife came to visit us in Rome, and it was a Saturday night, and we didn't know what to do, and it was late, and we wanted to go for dinner. And I had the crazy idea on a Saturday night of going to try to have dinner at the Piazza Navona. You know what a nightmare the Piazza Navona is normally on a Saturday night?
Yes.
Who would go? You'd want to avoid it like the plague. It was wonderful. And the entire piazza, there were 100 people. It was unbelievable. The same was true at the Pitti Palace in Florence. The Louvre was empty. It's incredible. So think about that as an impetus for people to actually start traveling once they can and once it's safe, obviously. But it's a very good point to make to them because it's really quite a treat. The other thing, specifically with reference to this, is that the airport experience on arrival is also very easy. And still traveling within the countries, the various countries within Europe is also very, very easy. So we arrived in France. All of you, I mean, I don't need you, all of you know Gilles. He's French. That's how we got in because we're married. We arrived in France. We traveled to Switzerland. We traveled to Italy. We traveled to Germany, and everything was easy. Border crossings fine. The only thing that we were, and this is a good thing, the only thing that we were required really to present was our negative COVID test when we arrived, when we arrived in Europe. Aside from that, it couldn't have been easier. So, Joyce, if you just share the screen really quickly, I'll go through things fast so that you guys can, so that I don't. And then if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Just go straight to the presentation. They know who we are. Okay, there's the Delta flight. The only thing they asked us was for our COVID-72 test. When we arrived in Paris at Charles de Gaulle, it was the same thing. They didn't ask for a marriage certificate. They asked for nothing. Now, there are ways, and we've had Americans traveling to Europe. There are ways, if your clients need to go, that they can do having exceptions. So, for example, I'm going to give you the perfect example of an exception, which was a very high profile exception. Brad Pitt went to France while we were there with his girlfriend, and they were going to their chateau. They used a business exception because since he's launching a champagne he's launching a champagne brand. His agency, whoever it was able to get him the exception so that they were able to enter into Europe easily. That type of information you can really find on consular websites. And of course, if you have somebody that has a dual passport, it couldn't be easier. You just have to enter into the country that issued your passport. So if you're French, you enter in France. If you're Irish, you enter in Ireland. If you're German, you enter in Germany. But I guess you all know that. So we went our first stop was at the Castile. Uh, it's a great hotel. Rue Rue Cambon, dangerous for the ladies because it's literally next door to Chanel, and across the street is the Hemingway bar at the Ritz, the back entrance of the Ritz. Nothing really changed much in the hotel. It's very pretty. It does have it's obviously owned by Star Hotels Collezione. It does have an exceptional, and I would venture to say probably the finest Italian restaurant in Paris. It's really quite good. Okay. Then we took the TGV to Avignon. Train travel, again, is extremely efficient. The trains are cleaned constantly. There are people that pass through the trains all the time, wiping everything down, emptying the trash. You do have to wear a mask. It couldn't be more, you felt really safe when you were on the train. And we took the TGV in France, we took Swiss Rail in Switzerland, and we used the Italian, the new Italian line, which is actually really a terrific way to travel throughout Italy, on those new trains. From Avignon, we went to the Domaine de Fontenille. This is a group that you guys need to. The owner of Domaine de Fontenille it's a gay couple. One of the partners was the owner of the fashion line Sandro, and he sold it to Japanese for $1 billion or some billions of dollars. And his partner was a very big person in the art world in Paris and in New York. They had they had a number of galleries in both places. Anyway, so they've started this hotel. This is their first product, and it's Ellison. This is the one that's near your friends. It's in Loris. So it's about a 40-minute drive from the Avignon TGV station to Loris. It's a beautiful town. Everything that you would want from Provence, all outdoors. Can you show some of the pictures, Joyce? Very, very easy.
I have a question, Mario.
Yes.
Is it up on Loris looking down into the river and the valley?
No, you actually have to, because it's in a vineyard, because they're producing spectacular wine. You can see the copper wine stalls. They're producing spectacular wines. So it's about, if you're driving to Loris, it's about a 10-minute drive, and then you go along the river and you see those big hills in Provence. It's really, really beautiful. And it's easy to get to anywhere. So we did, in the south of France, we did Loris, we did Estoublon, we did Gordes, we did Fons-Colombe, and it's, everything is like 20 minutes driving. You're close to Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, you're close to Les Baux, you're close to everything, really. So this is one to watch. We just started working with them poor things. We just started working with them in February. But they had a terrific summer, and it's only 18 rooms restored in the mansion. It's fantastic. Go ahead. Fons-Colombe is the 2L collection. So many of you know Miriam Kournoff. Miriam is in charge of the group now. And many of you use their sister hotel, which is the Chateau d'Audrieux in Normandy, for the landing beaches. This is the same group. It's an 18th century chateau in a vineyard also that has been completely restored. However, the chateau rooms are in an old style, typical of the era, and there's a completely new wing. Kara, yes, Kara, I know Carrie, you were there. Thank you. It is a brand new wing that is completely modern. They also are producing fantastic wines. They do picnics in the park. The pool is great. It's a terrific spa. We will, since Audrieux, just for those of you that are Virtuoso, since Audrieux is Virtuoso, we will approach them, Virtuoso, for Fons Colombe, hopefully for next year. Joyce? Okay. Then we went to RL. La Bastide de Gordes, I don't need to tell anybody about La Bastide de Gordes. It's, you know, it's better than it ever has been. They've changed one of the restaurant concepts. They got rid of, I don't mean this in a disparaging way, guys, because I love him and I think his food is exquisite, but they got rid of Pierre Gagnère and they made it a little bit, the gastronomic restaurant, they made it a little bit less formal and more contemporary French cuisine. So it's spectacular. They also opened between the villa, La Villa Constance, and the hotel, they opened a super cool restaurant called Le Tigre, which serves Asian food. Fantastic sushi, wonderful Vietnamese food, great Asian fusion food, and they do a beautiful party there at night with a DJ. It's super, very, very much fun. The rooms are spectacular. I don't need to sell La Bastide de Gordes. Almost all of you have used it. No, please go back to Estoublon. Chateau d'Estoublon was purchased by Stéphane Courby about 8 months ago, the same people that own Gordes, Les Erelles, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is a castle producing what was noted last year by the New York Times Cook Review or whatever, producing the best olive oil in the world, and they have spectacular wines, white, red, and rosé. It is only sold as a chateau. 10 rooms, it's your own castle. An incredible staff. Everything is perfect, just like you would expect from an RL property. It's just its own thing. They don't sell rooms on an individual basis. It's just a fabulous villa that's producing wine with a great team. Okay, Joyce. Then we went from there to the Belle Rive. A couple of things about the Belle Rives. They've redone all of the bathrooms during this whole close down. All of the hallways and all of the carpeting has been redone. They were going to upgrade the beach a bit, but because they ran out of money, as you can imagine, they didn't do that. But they did do a lot of work on the inside of the hallways and the bathrooms for the guest rooms at Belle Rive. Okay, then we went to the Negresco. It's wilder than ever. They have we can't call it that because Chanel said no, but they have created like 5 signature suites with Chanel. Look, it's like a Chanel handbag as the headboard, Chanel fabrics. It's really, really fun. It's been completely, they've almost finished the restoration of all of the rooms, and it will be open the entire winter. So everything that I know you guys all use it. It has retained its quirkiness. So there you have it. I mean, it's the Negresco. What can I say? Okay, Joyce. Château de la Messardière has undergone already a gigantic renovation of the public areas. They will complete all of the suites, public areas, including the spa. They will complete all of the suites this winter. They are adding a 50-meter pool and an outdoor restaurant, and they're complete. The whole concept of the Messardière will see where I can't point, Joyce, but you see the round part in the middle slide, the round part around the pool, and then there's like a little, okay, go over here, Joyce. past that to the right, keep going up, up, up. No, the other way. Anyway, it's difficult for me to explain, but they will be adding a 50-meter pool. They have adopted a policy which allows children during the summer. That's a big change for the Château de la Messardière, but they'll have their separate facilities. They'll have their separate spa and they'll have their separate pools.
They just finished doing the photo shoot just about a week or so ago. So I'll update the pictures and I'll share it with everyone as soon as we get it.
Okay, great, go. Next.
Do you see Switzerland?
So we drove from Saint-Tropez to Lausanne. It was beautiful. I had never been in that part of France. It's so gorgeous. It's a long drive, but it was really wonderful. The main thing to know about the Beau Rivage Palace is that, remember, there were two wings. One wing was restored by Pierre-Yves Rochon, and the other wing stayed a little bit in a more classic style. That's the Beau Rivage wing. The Beau Rivage wing right now is, so if you're looking at the lake shot, the image on the left was the part of it that was completely restored, and the image on the right is being completely restored now. It will be finished in the spring. It will house some of the most spectacular suites you have ever seen, and some of the most spectacular suites in all of Switzerland. The spa has been completely redone, but it's not going to only be a spa. They are moving to an entire wellness concept, which we'll announce a little bit more after Christmas. But that is something to watch in Lausanne. Natalie is doing an amazing job there, and it will have this wellness component, which will be extraordinary, and these great new rooms. The Beau Lac, what can you say? I mean, you know, it's one of the greatest city hotels in the world, period. There's not much more to say. You know, it's in perfect shape. They did change Rive Gauche, and they made it Bowers, which looks like a contemporary, no, it looks like a Parisian brasserie, serving a little bit more contemporary food. Do you have a picture of it, Joyce? No, right? No, I didn't think so. They haven't photoshopped it yet. But anyway, there's the Beau Lac.
I do have the
stable
rendering.
And true and wonderful. And no, let's wait until we get the proper images. We'll send them out. Go. Joyce. Okay. We're handling the entire region of Graubünden, which, for those of you that speak French, is the Grison. And it basically goes from, you want to show the map? It's literally The Sound of Music. You know, Bernini Express, Glacier Express. It's, you know, 2 hours to Zurich, super easy to get to. It includes Davos, Samoritz, Alrosa. Yes, the hills are, I'm telling you, you feel like Heidi when you're Graubünden. We will give out more information on that. They have a wonderful presentation. So this is a really great area for families in the summer, hiking, biking, whitewater rafting. In the winter, of course, it has spectacular skiing from Davos to Alrosa, Samoritz. All of that is in Graubünden. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? I feel like this is, you know, no? We went to Beyond by Geisel, our great friend Munich, where the soup of the day is champagne. 18 rooms in the middle of the, yes, 18 rooms in the middle of the Marienplatz with a view of the Glockenspiegel. It's only 18 rooms. It is, I love that everybody likes this kind of soup. Thank you for the comments. It's very heartwarming to see. It's run by our great friend, Nikolai Bloyd, whose wonderful wife, Dalia, works for me. It's perfection, but very, very small. This group will be launching the Königshof in Munich, which will be the best hotel in Munich. They're in the middle of constructing it right now. You'll have more information about that in the coming in the coming months. Okay. There we have Federico Versari at the Helvetia in Bristol in Florence. I mean, you all know him. He's amazing. That hotel has undergone a 20 million euro renovation. They have added a completely new wing, and they're having a spa that will kick ass. The problem that the reason that the spa has been delayed as much as they have, as they were excavating, they found Roman ruins. So you're going to be walking. So they've had to cover them in plastic, in plexiglass and all of this. So you're going to be walking in the spa, all these Roman ruins. They have an extraordinary chef, and every single room has been redone. And of course, you're what? A block and a half from the Duomo. The location is incredible, across from Cartier, all of the shopping. You can walk to the Ponte Vecchio. You can walk to the Pitti Palace. It's the Uffizi, rather. It's really wonderful. The Inghilterra, best location in Rome. They've done some renovation in the rooms. More to come on this later. Okay. Joyce?
Should be back to France.
I don't know where we go after Rome. Yeah, we go back.
See it
Okay.
on your side?
Mario, can I ask a question?
Anybody can ask a question whenever they want. Yes.
So Ellison and I stayed at the Inghilterra, oh, it's been probably 5 years ago. And I thought that the rooms were really on the small side. As a part of their renovation, are they like breaking down walls and making any of them bigger? That's one question. And the second question is, what category would you suggest as a decent sized, not, I'm not talking suites, but a decent sized room for a party of two? What should we be focused on there?
You should book anything in the deluxe category and up.
Okay.
But remember, you guys, we have an extraordinary relationship with you, and we have an extraordinary relationship with the Inghilterra. It is an old hotel. It's been there, for 300 years. So just remember that you can always get us involved, and we'll make sure that if you have clients that are conscious of the budget, the Inghilterra is a great place because of the great location. But let us know, and we'll make sure they're put in an appropriate room.
Okay, I loved the cozy public areas. I mean, that little bar is lovely, and the sitting rooms, it's really charming. But I just was a little bit lackluster on the rooms. So.
Well, you go from deluxe up. You let us know, and your clients will feel fantastic. I will tell you that that is one of my favorite bars in the world. It's so cool. It's so small. And the bartender knows how to make a mean martini. Miriam Kornoff, as I was telling you, we had lunch. Actually, it's funny because we had dinner because the restaurant, it was a Sunday night. So the restaurant at the Castile was closed. So we ended up having dinner, she and I, at JK, JK Place in Paris, which is beautiful, by the way. And she's handling the Saint-Caudet 5-star deluxe hotel on the left bank with incredible views of the Invalides. And they also own Chateau d'Audrieux in Normandy, which many of you use now for the landing beaches, and the Fonds Colombe that we talked about earlier today. But those are the views from the Saint-Caudet. If you have clients that want a contemporary hotel in Paris, the design is fantastic, and it's all very, very modern. Okay. So, Domaine de Fontenille in Osgore, southwest of France, the surfing capital of Europe. It is, I told the general manager, and I told Laurent Branover, who's the COO for the group. This is the one the one that we started with, same group that we started with at the beginning in Loris, they have truly perfected the hotel experience for a modern young traveler. It's impeccable, simple design, beautifully laid out, fantastic food, almost everything outdoors, and it's just, you feel wonderful from the minute you arrive until the minute you leave. The food is spectacular. The accommodations are great, very simple, but they have everything that you want. And this is a great hotel to combine with Michel Guérard, Le Pré du Génie. We went from there to Michel Guérard and Biarritz, and you can even do San Sebastian and the Basque part of Spain with all of this. They also have a hotel in Menorca, and the group, and this is an announcement, the group is opening Primar, which used to be the Chateau of Catherine Deneuve in Giverny.
Wow.
Wow is right. There's nothing in Giverny. So this will be the flagship hotel, 60 rooms, including her chateau and gardens, an hour and a half from Paris in Giverny. You know, all Americans that go to France always want to see the Monet Gardens. You know, Giverny is a big stop for us. This will be an incredible option for them there. Scheduled opening is May 2021. If any of you are going to Duco, Italy, or the Virtuoso Mid-Year Symposium in Vienna, it is likely that I will take people to Giverny either before or after. Of course, permitting that we can, you know, that we can actually travel. So that was really the trip. It was exhausting, but well worth it. I just wanted to let you know very quickly the hotels that are.
Excuse me,
Oh my God, Le Pré du Génie, how could I forget? Okay, there's nothing to say about this. This is perfection. Michel Guérard, I believe, is one of the greatest chefs of our time. He's wonderfully well. His daughters, Eleonore and Adeline, are running the show. Michel is there every single day. The quick kitchen is as spectacular as it ever has been. And and to combine it with Loris, I mean, to combine it with Osgore is absolutely perfection. And you can, then these are the hotels, just so that you know, currently opening and accepting Americans. Cobbler's Cove in Barbados, Virtuoso, you all know that. A lot of you have used it. They've redone all of the rooms. Coral Sands is unbelievable. Brand new Virtuoso. Molly, I know that we had a whole presentation on Coral Sands. Isham, you were there with me on a fam trip. And then of course, Machakizi. Carrie, you had clients there this summer. They have submitted the Virtuoso application already. I know that they're going to contact you, Carrie, for a reference. This is where Bodrum started. Mount Cinnamon in Grenada is where Mark Kitchen is. Many of you remember him from Pink Sands days in Harbor Island. So that's it, guys. You know, I wish you had questions. Anything? No one? Can at least everyone say hello? Hi, Carrie. Hi, Amber. Hi, Allison.
Hi,
It
Mark.
was amazing. I felt like I went on a holiday.
I
Well,
know.
Me
Hello,
too.
hello, hello.
Robin, my
Thank you
darling,
so
we
much.
miss you in Highlands. Georgia,
Oh,
hey.
as usual, you're a masterful teacher. Perhaps
very kind.
your seminar should be named Masterclass.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. Paul, it really is lovely. I'm so happy that you joined. Tom, it's great to see you. Aaron, hi. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to tell you, we have an announcement to make. So, I mean, during all this shit show that we've been through, I think we have a new client that we may, that, like I told you, we may all be going to St. Bart's sooner than you think.
Woo!
Can't wait.
Pop
So-
the champagne.
Yeah, exactly. Does anybody have any other questions?
So Mario, Harper Island, Americans can go now.
Yes.
Okay,
Americans can go. Our hotel reopens on the 29th and it'll stay open through. The only thing that you need is a 72-hour COVID test, which American requires to get on.
okay.
And then they'll do a rapid test at the airport when you arrive. No quarantine, no nothing.
Okay, I just had people ask me, a family, about Christmas.
It's possible. Check with Joyce because she's been working with them on that. But yeah, it's
Perfect.
possible. We
Perfect.
are in Coral Sands. We are adding 2 fantastic 4-bedroom villas with private pools.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Tom, I agree with you. We should all meet in St. Bart's.
Listen, if you can get there, we can put together a couple of villas and have a really good time.
Yes.
Anybody else have any questions?
That was a great presentation.
Thank you, guys. I love you. I miss you all. We'll be together in person very, very soon. Kisses to everybody. Know that we're in touch, and if you need anything, always reach out.